entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power365 Radio by following us on all our social media platforms on Facebook at Power365FM, Instagram at Power365_FM. Power365 Radio, your source for news and insight. This is Power365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your #1 online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power365 Radio by following us on all our social media platforms on Facebook at Power365FM, Instagram at Power365_FM. Power365 Radio, your source for news and insight.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the local news from the station of Power 365 FM. I'm Akikumi Adebayo. Firstly, the headlines. Gavi to purchase 500,000 doses of import vaccine for Africa. Sees hiding dangers of consuming burnt food. NAS slams UI over to Shan. Ike seek federal government intervention. Instagram unveiled 10 accounts with restricted features. Three marketers to import 141 million litre petrol. Gavi to purchase 500 doses of import Vaseline. The Vaseline Alliance, Gavi and Bavarian Nordic on Wednesday announces the advance purchase agreement to secure 500,000 doses of the modifying Vaccina Akara Bavarian MVA-BN import Vaseline, which will be supplies to the country in Africa affected by the mpox outbreak. The doses of scheduled for delivery in 2024, according to the press statement issued by Gavi. The statement noted that the vaccine will be funded by Gavi First Response Fund, a new financial mechanism created in June 2024 to provide rapid funding of vaccine purchases during health emergencies. As of the end of the week 35 of 2024, a total of 26,544 cases has been reported, in which 5,732 were confirmed and 724 resulted in deaths across 15 African Union member states. In all, 5 regions of Africa, according to African Center of Disease Control and Prevention. The MVABN vaccine received pre-qualification from the WHO on September 13. The Bavarian Nordic will be ready to supply the vaccine pending the signing of the supply agreement with UNICEF, Gavi Alliance partner, which will be delivering those doses. The first response fund was designed in collaboration with Gavi donors and partner specifically to provide rapid early funding for emergencies such as Mbox. Using it today to fund the first direct transaction of vaccine in support to equitable access and the global response. Just over a month since Mpox was declared a public health emergency, take us a long way towards our goal of protecting those most at risk. We committed to working with affected governments and our partner to turn this vaccine into vaccination as quick and effective as possible, and over time to build global vaccine stockpiles if sufficient funding is secure for Gavi work through 2030. We thank our donor for enabling us to act rapidly by committing funds for the first response before the emergency occurred, said Dr. Nasara, Chief Executive Officer, NADI. NASLAM UI over tuition hike, seek federal government intervention. The National Association of Nigerian Students has condemned the recent hike in tuition fees at the University of Ibadan, describing the move of the oppressive and anti-student. The student body called on the federal government and other relevant stakeholders to urgently intervene, in which it terms the unjust treatment of students. Following the increase of fees, UI management directed students to embark on 3 weeks break starting from Saturday, August 31 to Friday, September 2024, after the series of protests by the students. In a statement released in Ibadan on Wednesday, the Senate President of NAS, Akita Yababatunde, criticized the administration of UI Vice Chancellor, Professor Kayode Adebowale, for ignoring the students' concern over the fee hike, saying the decision has inflicted hardship on thousands of Nigerian students. The Vice Chancellor lack of regard for student welfare and glaring in the way he chose to hike fees without addressing the genuine concern raised by the students' union. Instead of engaging with the students, he took the cowardly step by sending them home for 3 weeks. Babatunde said he described the forced closure as a calculated attempt to silence the students and weaken the union fight against what they perceive as unjust policy. Since Professor Adebowale assumed office, life has become unbearable for students. His refusal to extend the deadline of tuition payment despite multiple pleas from the students' union shown he is uninterested in academic future or welfare of the students. The now Senate President added, Babatunde praises the efforts of the students' union and fund an initiative that provided financial support to students struggling with the increased fees. He noted that without such assistance, many students would have been forced to drop out due to the financial burden. NAS further demand that the federal government and other stakeholders intervene swiftly to bring an end to what it is called oppressive policy of the UI management. Babatunde stressed that interest of the students must be prioritized over the personal gain of the Vice Chancellor, vowing the Nigerian students would not relent until justice is served. The Punch earlier reported the student protest and subsequently break order by the university management. Instagram unveiled 10 accounts with restricted features. Instagram has introduced 10 accounts, a new feature aimed at enhancing the safety of users on the platform. Meta, the parent company of Instagram and Facebook, made the announcement in a blog post on Tuesday. According to the statement, all accounts of users under 18 will automatically switch to Instagram 10 accounts with privacy settings enabled by default. With this update, 10 accounts will be receiving messages from individuals they follow or are already connected to. The platform will also restrict sensitive content, including violent materials and video promoting cosmetic procedure, and will filter out offensive words and phrases from comments and direct message requests. A newly feature will notify teenagers to take a break from the app for 60 minutes of daily usage. Additionally, a sleep mode will automatically mute notification between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m., sending auto replies to messages advising contact to reach out during the daytime. Users under 16 will need parental consent to modify the default setting, which those aged 16 and 17 can disable this setting without parental approval. Parents will also have access to tools allowing them to monitor their children activities and set limited on app usage. The feature is expected to begin rolling out within 60 days in UK, US, Canada, and Australia, with the countries receiving it by January. Meta also announced that 10 accounts will be introduced in other social media platforms in 2025. Three marketers to import 141 million litre petrols. Three major oil marketers are expecting vessels of imported premium motor spirit, popular called petrol, this week, barring unforeseen circumstances. It was gathered on Tuesday. Dealers said about 141 million litres of PMS are being conveyed to Nigeria by the vessels following the full deregulation of the downstream oil sector by the federal government. They also noted that the recent hike of pump price of petrol produced by the Dangote Petrol Refinery and releases by the Nigeria National Petrol Company Limited on Monday had allowed room for PMS imports. This came as the Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Petrol Regulatory Authority declared that all imported PMS would be subjected to at least three major tests by the agency before being allowed to sales across the country. On Monday, NNPC announced that it would sell the petrol liters lifted from the Dangote refinery at the price of 1,000 naira per liter in the far north. Its spokesman Olufemi Sonaye disclosed in a statement titled NNPC releases estimated pump price of PMS from Dangote refinery based on September 2024 pricing. Sonaye explained that the price may go far for as high as 1,019 naira liters per liters in Borno State and 999 naira 22 kobo in Abuja, Sokoto, Kano, and others. In Oyo Rivers, others are the areas in south. It will be 960 naira, the lowest price according to an infographic release by the NNPC is 950 naira in Lagos and its environ. Reacting to this on Tuesday, a major marketer confirmed that the regulation of the downstream sector has full set in stressing the three dealers expecting the product PMS this week. The marketer, who spoke to the correspondent in confidence due to lack of authorization to speak on the matter, stated that each vessel would bring in about 35,000 metric tons of PMS. This means the trade dealers are expecting about 105,000 metric tons of PMS this week, all things be equal. Going by the conversion rates of 1,341 liters of 1 metric tons, it therefore implies that the marketer are bringing in about 241 million litres of petrol. Most marketers often import 3 parcel for the kind of transaction, and the lowest parcel is about 35,000 metric tons of PMS. Now, because of how the business is run, you see marketers bringing in between 2 or 3 parcel. This week we expect about 3 marketers to bring in products. However, some of these imports are most cast in stone, in the sense that the influence of many regulatory authority is still there. So it is not that you will just go for bring in a product as you then start to sell them. The regulators such as NMPDA have to look at the quality, flashpoints, and so many other things that should be taken in consideration before the product comes in. And when it lands, they will take sample and check them in their lab, the marketer stated. On whether the 3 parcel of each of the marketer would land this week, the dealer replies all of them are not going to bring in the 3 parcel at the same time. They bring in a parcel first, and later, say 1 week later of time, another parcel comes in. All these imports have storage implication. This is the end of local news. Power 365 FM. The headlines that has been read. Gavi to purchase 500,000 doses of M Sports vaccines for Africans. 6 hiding dangers of consuming burnt food. Now slam UI over tuition hike, seeking federal government intervention. Instagram unveiled 10 accounts with restricted features. 3 marketers to import 141 million liters petrol. This is the end of the news. I'm Akikomi Adebayo.
Tune in for the rhythms that make you feel alive. And get ready to power up your day every day on Power 365 Radio, broadcasting from the city of Ibadan. Follow us for top-notch news and entertainment updates. Don't miss a thing. So, pick up your phone and follow us on Facebook at Power 365